remake this.
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
Hey guys, it's Craig from 9 Volt Games, and today for another remake this, I am going to do Silent Hill 2. Yes, I'm going to go there. If you go to our site, you know that I've already done a written one of these, but it's probably my, it is my favorite game of all time, because collectively, I think from when it came out when I was in high school up until now, I've beat the game probably in the 40s. I really can't get enough of this game. It is the best in the Silent Hill series, bar none. You find a fan of the series, and they might tell you that maybe 3 is their favorite, but majority will tell you that it is number 2 that is their favorite. And I'll tell you why. Number 2, hands down, had the best story, and that's what the game was about. Survival horror, like Resident Evil, and even the new Silent Hills try to make it all action-oriented, and sometimes developers forget that sometimes gamers just want story, okay? And this game consumed a lot of my life, and I'm surprised that I ever got laid or got married, which I did, because this game took up so much of my time. This is what actually made me fall in love with the series. I did love 1, but part 2 is what really drove it home. It was one of the best games that you can get on the PS2, and still to this day, one of the best games that you can play on the PS2. And Konami, I'm telling you, this is probably your most requested remake of all time. You got to stop worrying about Metal Gear. Everybody loves Metal Gear the way it is, but people want you to remake this game as an HD, all that. What I mean in this case, when I say remake, is purely cosmetic. I think that you should remake this, but you should keep all the voices the same, all the cutscenes the same, and you should really just up the graphics, maybe to the Homecoming engine, or even the Downpour engine, which seems to be all right. It looks a little bit like the Saw games, which is okay, I guess, but it's less of how great it looks and more of the atmosphere is what made it scary. This game was scary for you, and you couldn't really tell why. I'll tell you why. It was the music, and the fact that you think that somebody's always round the corner to get you. And Pyramid Head was just fucking frightening. Pyramid Head is one of the best antagonists of all time. Probably for the simple fact that he invoked so much fear into the players, and he actually didn't do anything. Even in this might be a spoiler, but when you do fight Pyramid Head, you actually don't need to fight him. Everything around Pyramid Head is time-based, so it will end when it hits the certain time. If you don't believe me, there are videos online to prove this, and if you can't find one, you write it here, and I will record a video to prove that. But yeah, James Sunderland's story was one of the best. I know a lot of gamers that would enjoy the game that haven't actually played it, and let's face it, if you missed the game on the last generation of consoles, you're probably not going to go back and play it unless it's re-released on the PlayStation Network or Xbox Live Arcade. And this definitely should be re-upped into a full retail game, but I would totally settle for an HD remake that you put on the PlayStation Network whenever the fuck that gets back up, but that's a whole nother issue. But this game definitely redefined survival horror the way that later on, like 4 years later, 3-4 years later, Resident Evil 4 would do. But I think we need to take it back. You can even take keep the fucking tank controls. I'm pretty sure any Silent Hill fan who's actually watching this right now can agree that they would trade the new setup that you had for Homecoming back for this one, because sometimes it's just not about the action. Sometimes it was about the great storytelling, the fear, and on top of that, I personally don't partake in this anymore, but High Times named it their game of the year when it came out. And if you don't believe me, you can Google that too. I used to buy High Times, so anyways. But yeah, it definitely should be remade. The story deserves to be retold. And James Sunderland was one of the best characters in the entire game. Sure, 99% of what was in Silent Hill 2 was stolen from such things like Session 9 and... Oh, wait. Session 9 came out later, didn't it? Oh, I actually don't know about that one. Jacob's Ladder. We'll just leave it there. Jacob's Ladder. The guy's coat is even the same as Tim Robbins in Jacob's Ladder. But enough of the good parts were stolen to create its own force to be reckoned with. So this needs to be remade. I said it probably 10 times, so I'll say it again 11 times. This game needs to be remade, Konami. You guys don't really respond to people on Twitter, but I'm going to spam the shit out of you until you watch this video. Okay. And any of you guys who agree, who could comment on here, who's going to come on here, give me even if you give me a thumbs down, that's cool. If you have a Twitter account, make sure you spam the shit out of Konami so they can watch this video. I'm telling you right now, because hopefully you guys never make a movie like you're doing with 1, like you did with 1, like you're doing with 3, that will destroy this, because this is perfect the way it is. Maybe if you just upscaled it to be HD, but don't ever change anything about it. Like, this is the only time I will ever ask anybody for an absolute straight remake. And this definitely deserves it. So, oh, by the way, if you do remake it, like I'm showing in the video, it's got to be the Restless Dreams version, because you know that has all the extra shit in it, and it was the greatest hits version. So this game would definitely be another greatest hits. I can guarantee you're gonna make money off of it. Okay, I'm not gonna beg any more than that. Please remake this. It's 12. Bye.
Oh, it's you. Just putting a gun to their head.
I am. You want me to be. So, what about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but she ran away.
We've got to find her. It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.